Okay, let me jump right in. Okay, I'm gonna give you a backdrop. It can be like part two of 6/30/2020 from 1520, exactly 5,000 years to the day. Okay, another example of Tlacael's reconceptualization concerned the ritual sacrifice of human beings. The offering of humans to the gods had been practiced throughout Mesoamerica, damn near Mexico, America, but in no other society, with the exception, perhaps, of the Toltecs, which is really the Olmecs. Olmecs and Toltecs is wordplay. Olmecs, they don't want you to realize who you're dealing with when they give you a diversion like that. Olmecs are really dark-skinned people. Did the ceremonial spilling of human blood play as central a role as among the Aztecs? Okay, and they end up taking over that same exact role because the Olmecs end up leaving because they knew something was coming, and they end up leaving out of the area. Aside from the mystical idea of feeding the gods with that which is most precious, blood, which is most precious, immolation had a very real political purpose, and that was the intimidation of current and potential subjects. Anger, the Mexicans refused to pledge obeisance, fail to maintain tribute, and thousands of your finest young men could end up on the sacrificial stone. So, to sanctify what many saw as a adherent barbaric practice, Tlacaelel and his wise men decided to rewrite the story of the creation of the present age. Okay, that means you have a new uh, a priesthood set up. Okay, for the Aztec people, they were starting to get away from the doing the ancient ceremonies. Okay, of the Olmecs, which was due, which is to um, the winged serpent, which is who? Quetzalcoatl. All right. The fifth sun is the sun of movement, and it was considered to be the age of earthquakes. Accordingly, the story went out that at the end of the previous age, the gods had gathered amidst the ancient pyramids of the sun and moon at Teotihuacan to consider how to restart the universe. Okay, I'm actually reading out of the book Native American Prophecies, Examining the History, Wisdom, and Startling Predictions of Visionary Native Americans by Scott Peterson. Okay, the gods knew that in order to ignite the fifth age, one of them would have sacrificed himself in the enormous fire that was burning nearby. Naturally, not wanting to die, the gods procrastinated. Naturally, not wanting to die, the gods procrastinated. Finally, an ugly little deity named Nanahatzen, the pimply one, threw himself into the flames, and the sound of his roasting body filled the air. Challenged by his bravery, a second god followed the lead of the first. According to Sahagan, the gods then honored Nahatsan as he rose into the sky, faltering from side to side as the sun. Okay, and the thing is, they these are the is like the fifth sun, becoming one, but only to destroy the suns. You see what I'm saying? So Set Typhon, uh, we're here to destroy the sun. If you watch the movie, the Fallen Ones from, I believe it should be the Fallen Ones from the Transformers series, when they had the Egyptian, it was in Egypt, or Kemet. They had that actual one that was actually looking to destroy the suns, because it was looking to destroy that planet and that life. Because without that sun, everything on that planet would cease to exist. Time would no longer exist. Everything would cease to exist. It would be in complete darkness. Okay? Okay, and that's very important. The fifth age has had thus been energized by the blood of the gods, and the universe was reborn. Though it was a wobbly creation, most important, however, was how this new view of creation related to those of flesh and blood who inhabited the earth. See, they inhabited the earth. How could any one object to human sacrifice? It was argued. How could anyone subject to human sacrifice? It was argued, since the gods had made the supreme sacrifice themselves in order to keep this bullshit flowing. Okay, so there's things that are higher than actual gods, and that's everything that's primordial, prime, Optimus Prime. See, these are all wordplay. They just try to tangle it up so they have you confused. Okay, let me get right to this. Telasalel insisted that it was inevitable that one day the age would end in an apocalypse, but it was possible to delay that fateful day by maintaining the life of the sun by providing it with the most precious of liquids, human blood. If such a practice were to cease, this insane logic reason, then the sun would fall from the heavens and the age would come to an end. According to a 1558 version of the Leyenda de los Soles, soles is more likely soul, sun. In Spanish, soul, S-O-L, means sun, and people that have souls are actually actual suns. Okay. Okay. Well, this is part 2 of the other video I was doing on June the 30th, which is the death of the last Aztec, Montezuma, the death, his actual death, 5,000 years to the exact day, June 30th. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put you up to speed to where, let me see, to where I'm at. Okay, one of the reasons why I'm doing it. So when I was showing you or telling you how we have to destroy suns in order to end this shit, right? Okay. The Pleiades would rise to its zenith at midnight to a spot directly overhead, which the Aztecs believed was the fifth cardinal point. The night was thus considered to be divided in half. And the people were reassured that the universe would have another 52 years. The astronomers and the daykeepers synchronized their calendars. Then a little pile of kindling was ignited on the bare chest of the brave warrior whom four attending priests had stretched supine over a stone. As soon the philosopher's stone, it could be, you got to kind of decode how they push it in. As soon as a bit of fire, the fire leads to the stone, Kundalini, your actual second, your actual power. Okay. As soon as a bit of fire fell onto his chest, the presiding priest would slash open the warrior's chest with a knife, rip out his heart, and set it into the fire. In this open wound, a new fire was started. See? The chest. So you look at the snake, it's like damn near killing the snake before it has any way to get up to the pineal gland. That's what blocking energy. They put a new fire on his chest. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at it. I've read this before, and I didn't really catch it the first time I read it. So I'm reading it again, and things will be revealed. Or probably just say, go back. He was like, um, go back and check over things that you might have missed. You know what I'm saying? Like like it'll make more sense as you grow, because when you're reading something, everything doesn't make it reveal itself to you. But when you have more information stocked in yourself, or information or light inside you, then more things will start to make sense as you already come across something else that might have correlated with that. See how they look at this. Look at it. Before I'm trying to hear from here. Get up out of here. As soon as a bit of fire fell onto his chest, the presiding priest would slash open the warrior's chest with a knife, rip out his heart, and set it into the fire. In this open wound, a new fire was started. Okay. It just goes to show you. They already know the energy of the snake is the kundalini. So they trying to get rid of who? Quetzalcoatl, the winged serpent. And you can't be winged unless you make it to what? Your pineal gland. And if white people they don't have souls, if they don't have souls, that means they can't. That's why their face gets so red, because the blood is stopping right there. Well, you know what I'm saying, there you can just see the blood, but it doesn't go to their pineal gland because it doesn't reach. If it don't reach, because it's calcified. Okay? So ours, when they end up killing him and setting fire, they put a new fire on his chest. That fire was already in him already. Now they just destroyed the fire. So that's just how they, like with water, you don't put to drink sink water, because that what calcifies your pineal gland, or your stone, the philosopher's stone. Okay? Watching from their rooftops, the people pierced their flesh with cactus thorns and cut their ears. Then they flicked the blood with a middle finger towards the flames. The fire was then carried down the mountain by a runner to the great temple. Then it was placed in the fire holder of Huitzilpochtli's temple. There priests from throughout the imperial realm were gathered in a ceremony presided over the Tlatoani. They received the new fire and carried it back to the people of the empire. The last Aztec new fire ceremony occurred November 1507 and was presided over by Montezuma II. Okay, Montezuma was the last emperor that died when? June the 30th, and that's today's date, 5,000 years exact to the day. Okay? All of this harkens back to, this is Aztec philosophy. I'm trying to cut this up to make sure it makes sense in a matter of time. All this harkens back to the Maya, for they were the ones who first developed sacred astrology. No, this is the Olmecs, okay, that did this. Why haven't their calendar presumed after the Olmecs left? Okay. Wow, look at this. I've been watching something try to push up, then it went around, and now look what it's doing. I'm gonna get back to the information, but look, it's pushing out through this dirt. See? Underground. And that's the crazy thing. That's why that's where heat comes from. This through the underworld, not from the actual sun. We only feel that because we're human. But everything, when it rains, you see the steam rise from the ground up. So that's the inner earth making its way, making its presence known. Okay. But I'm gonna get back to what I'm doing. I ain't trying to get sidetracked. Too heavy. Okay. Okay. for the Maya, for they were the ones who first developed sacred astrology and formulated the concept of the unseen, all-powerful God, whom they know as Hunab-Ku. Okay, so this is their master. Our master, the Lord of the close vicinity, thinks and does what he wishes. He determines, he amuses himself as he wishes. So will it be. In the palm of his hand, he has us. We shift around like marbles. We roll, he rolls around endlessly. We are but toys to him. He laughs at us. So that's pretty much the demiurge. The demiurge are jokes and cowards. They are, to me. That's what it's my note. The demiurge is a coward for real. They'll have you down here going through this, but they'll just hop in out of a body. It won't be in a body. You know what I'm saying? Like a primordial being is, because we are the blood of Kingu and Tiamat. So they're petrified to be down here. So they'll do anything they can to get in your way, to slow you down if you have anything you're doing that's actually to end this shit. They'll get in your way any way possible, trying to kill you, whatever. All right. So the ultimate Aztec god found human beings as a joke, and according to this school of thought, nothing we do really matters down here. See? So it's like the same thing in Hindu mythology. How does all that correlate from two different parts of the world? Reason why? Because all the demiurges are the same. They don't give a fuck about you, as long as you giving reverence to them and giving all the praise to them and giving them shit. So if you're not doing that, they're gonna find ways to fuck up the ones that's not doing it. So like people in the church, they gonna look out for them. If you in the church and all that shit, they're gonna look out for you. But it's things that can't be stopped. Certain things that can't be stopped. I'm of the blood of Tiamat Kingu, primordial. I'm a primordial being in this physical body. The illusion. Okay? So you can't stop it. This has been predestined. Okay, so waiting for Quetzalcoatl. So they said, let me get you up to speed on everything that's going up and going down. Okay. By signs, they were asked whether we came from where the sun rose, which is, of course, the east, and we replied that we did. The natives, and they're talking to the Spanish at this time. The natives' preoccupation with the question puzzled the Spanish. We were at our wits' end considering the matter, continues Bernal, and wondering what the words were which the Indians called out to us. Having apparently not given the proper response, the Spanish were attacked the next day with a rain of arrows and a fire-hardened darts, and then into an hand-to-hand combat with such ferocity that 48 Spaniards lost their life. They had the wrong answer, so they took to arms. During this attempt, Captain Juan de Grijalva. So this is from Spain. So they have different types of names. Okay, returned to Champoton with 4 ships and 200 soldiers. During his attempt to avenge the honor of Spain, Grijalva and some 60 others were wounded and 7 other Spaniards lost their life. But the toll among the Maya was far greater. Armed with their iron swords and muskets, the Spanish left some 200 of the Indian wounded and dead. Okay, let's continue on. So it was that in the following year, on April 21st, 1519, in the ominous Aztec year of the One Reed, that 11 ships under the command of Hernando Cortez appeared off the eastern shore. Cortez's commanded included 508 soldiers armed with 32 crossbows and 13 muskets, 100 shipmasters, pilots, and seamen, 16 horses, and 2 greyhounds within half an hour of anchoring near San Juan de Julia Island, which today is just outside the modern port of Veracruz. Veracruz is where what? The Olmecs were. 2 canoes full of Indians rowed out and approached the ships. Tintlil was amazed to see Cortez and the others kneeling in front of a large wooden cross and asked why the Spanish humbled themselves in front of the symbolic tree. Cortez then took the opportunity to speak about his Catholic faith. He had heard reports of the remains of human sacrifices witnessed by Guevara and Cordova, and added that one of the reasons that he had come to abolish human sacrifice. The lead emissary responded that he would relay Cortez's words to Montezuma. And Montezuma was killed 5,000 years to the exact day. He was the last Aztec commander. Okay? Cortez gave it to him. He was going further. Along with more glass baubles, some Spanish biscuits, and a carved armchair, and a crimson cap with a gold medal of St. George slaying a dragon. So the dragon is what? Tiamat. Remember? That bitch ass motherfucker, Marduk, had killed his mother, Tiamat. So you gotta look at it that way. Is Marduk as what? The sun or a god that created this illusion. So if he created this illusion and they show Saint George slaying a dragon, that's the same story, but in different areas. Same shit. On June 21st, 1520, they entered the city to find everyone hiding behind locked doors. At the palace, Montezuma came out with Pedro de Alvarado and his other guards to greet Cortez, but the Spaniard was angry over Montezuma's secret encouragement of Narvaez and ignored the Tlatoani, causing him to return to his quarters sad and depressed. Cortez then destroyed the idol of Huitzil Opachli, enraging the Aztec priests. Throughout the world, the idea of a Messiah that will come to rescue the downtrodden masses from their cruel and overbearing rulers is a common theme. We shall see it in various forms throughout the course of this book. In the realm of Anahuac, that role was played by Topiltzin Quetzalcoatl. In the face of impossible odds, Cortez decided to sue for peace and leave Mexico with whatever treasure they could carry. To try and force negotiations, he led Montezuma onto the roof of his palace, where 10 years before the great lord had been seen the first ominous smoking star. When the Aztec captains saw the one once revered as a god, they ordered their warriors to be silent. 4 lords edged forward to tell Montezuma that his brother, Quetzalcoatl, had been chosen as the new Tlatoani Saramanhuac. A moment later, the great lord was hit in the head by a stone thrown by one of his countrymen, and within minutes he was dead. Why did the mighty Montezuma capitulate so easily? It must be recognized, first of all, that his opponent Cortez was a visionary strategist with a talent for diplomacy and a depth of human understanding that only the greatest military leaders have ever possessed. Obviously, the superiority of Spanish weaponry and conquistadors' ability to massacre once feared adversaries such as the Tlaxcalans cowed Montezuma's naturally aggressive impulses. Under such circumstances, it is understandable why he never ordered his forces to attack the Spaniards during their long march to the capital, because they were knowing that that they were feeling like Cortez was the new embodiment of Quetzalcoatl. So they didn't want to anger him, and so over due time, they ended up getting killed behind it because they knew it was coming, but just to disrespect, it was preeminent, or it was going to happen undoubtedly. So, and this is happening around what time? See, look, combining his own forces, combining his own forces, combining his own forces with those of Narvaez that were still remaining. Cortez rushed back to Tenochtitlan with 1,300 soldiers, 96 horses, 80 musketeers, people with muskets, guns, and 2,000. There's a lot of stuff going on out here. And in 2,000, let me find where I was at. And 2,000 Tlaxcala Indian warriors. Because these are places that they had conquered in Mexico. On June 21st, 1520, they entered the city to find everyone hiding behind locked doors at the palace. So remember, I told you on the 30th of June, that's 9 days later, when Montezuma was pronounced dead on today. So in what I'm doing today correlates 5,000 years to the exact day, okay, of their last Aztec emperor being killed. Okay, prophecy of Cahotemec. One day a new sun will arise and resurrect the glory of Anahuac. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. But now think about this. So remember, I found in, what was it, March the 6th or something like that of 1520, that was a mass plague that happened, right? Okay, everything happens in intervals. But watch this. Okay, when Quetzalcoatl died of smallpox after a reign of only 80 days, Montezuma's nephew, 26-year-old Catahumec, became the 11th and last ruler of the world. He had the appearance of a man of quality both in features and in body, writes Bernal. His face was somewhat large and cheerful, with eyes more grave than gay, and his complexion was somewhat lighter than that usual to brown Indians. Okay, so they had smallpox. Smallpox, you gotta weaken your enemy with what? A virus. And so if you weaken your enemy with a virus, then you can actually walk right in and do whatever the fuck you feel like. So this world is what? Having what? A virus at the exact same time. March, that's when it picked up. And now look, we're in what? June the 30th. 3 months later, and the world is crippled. But I'm not gonna give any more away. Everything else will be had, and you will see what the bullshit brings. So, in due time, with all that being said, the Spanish dismantled the pyramid and erected a Catholic church on its base in 1539. So, if you think about that, the Arabs did the same thing in Kemet or Egypt when they took the limestone down and built a mosque. The limestone was in the pyramid. They took the limestone off the pyramid and built a mosque. Same thing. That means a bringing in of a new God, or a bringing in of a God. Okay, so all that being said, I brought all the information to you just to let you know it's definitely real and serious. And it's so serious to the point where my ancestors brought this to my attention, which I am my ancestors. I'm just in a physical form. And they'll just reveal certain things to me that others wouldn't want to do, or too afraid to, or just don't have the know-how, because they would be considered being crazy. So when you do certain things and live in different dimensions, you can manage as long as you what? Stay balanced. Peace.